neighbour. You threatened him with a gun.
No.
Just take a look around, all right?
I think we just entered the twilight zone.
Start that then, Dave.
Look, I only told him to turn it down.
You didn't threaten to shoot him?
No! Well, I shouldn't have to put up with this, should I?
This is a Cockcroft estate, not the final frontier.
You want to try living here?
Tony!
You said you didn't have a gun.
That's not a gun.
It's a replica, Sarge.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Tony's checked it over.
Nice one, Dave.
Is this the only one?
No.
Show us.
I don't know why he phoned you.
I wonder.
Vietnam conflict. I collect replicas, all right? Replicas and militaria. Browning deactivated.
And all these are replicas, are they?
They can't be fired if that's what you mean.
And did you have any of these when you went upstairs?
No!
Go and have a word.
Kalashnikov assault rifle.
Put it somewhere safe.
Did he threaten you with a gun or not?
No.
Then why did you call us?
He said he was going to go and get one. I'm not having that from him. He wants locking up.
And he was complaining about the noise?
Yeah?
We've all got to consider our neighbours, Mr. Carver.
Oh, yeah? What are you, Salvation Army?
Is it Dave?
Yeah.
Yank flak jacket, Dave. Stop a bullet, no bother.
Great. Why don't you call the council about the noise?
What's the point? As soon as anyone turns her back, he just turns it on again.
Well. Bloke reckons he didn't actually threaten him with a pistol.
Prat.
I say we leave it.
Eh?
Well, he doesn't want to press charges, and he's turned the music down.
Yeah, but Miller reckons he'll turn it back up again.
Our problem is it?
Look, I wrote it all down. All the times he put some music on.
You'll have to see the council. Environmental health, they'll sort him out.
But why the council?
Because that's what they're there for.
I can't contact them.
Bit behind in the poll tax, are we?
What do you want us to do?
Well, can't you do it?
We could ask Steve.
We're not social services, you know. Come on, Dave.
Council's gonna take months, so ain't they, Dave?
Sierra Oscar 595.
I could do with speaking to someone else
Go
just
ahead,
in
Tony.
case, couldn't I?
Tamlin Court, Steve. Can you get onto environmental health? Report a noise nuisance from flat 20.
Sunhill's number. Get any more trouble, give us a ring. You're a bit keen to get away, weren't you?
I don't know about you, Dave, but I'd rather be nicking villains.
Well, he needs all the help he can get. You clock some of those photos. Sierra Oscar from Sierra 1. He says noise makes him nervous. Reckons that's why he behaves like the hard case.
Head case, you mean?
He reckons arm struggle's the only thing he understands.
You should feel right at home here, then, shouldn't you?
Sierra Oscar from Sierra 1.
Go ahead, Dave.
Just cleared Tamlin Court, Kathy. You got anything decent? Tony's getting restless.
Which flat's this?
Hang on.
Right, thank you. Kath, Tamlin Court.
Stu's got one for you, Dave.
Tamlin Court.
You taking the mickey?
You're joking?
No, there's a disturbance outside number 1717.
Can you get back there?
We've just been there.
Sorry, lads. It's all kicked off again with Miller.
I'll kill him.
Go on.
Turn that music down! Turn it down! If you don't turn it down! He's turned it on again! He's turned it on!
We will tell him to turn it off.
Yeah, I know that, but you told him to turn it off, and the minute you left, he turned it on again. I said this would happen.
We'll sort it out, all right?
Tony, you're going to have another word?
I'm going to have more than a word.
All morning it's been like this.
Yes, yeah, we know.
So why don't you do something?
All right, just call it, yes? Sierra Oscar from 340.
I'll do him, Dave. I'll kill him.
Look, nobody's going to do anybody, all right? We will sort this out inside. Right. Sierra Oscar from 340.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Tamlin Court.
music
Yeah, well,
back
there are
on.
two of our blokes
Any
down
luck
there
with
now.
environmental health?
Yeah, Cat's onto him right now. You do realise it'll take a month, so don't you?
The right things are going, we'll still be here.
Now, you're not telling me that was loud.
You're causing a disturbance.
That was not loud. Has he sent you up here?
Look, Mr. Carr, if you could just keep the music down a bit, we'll all be a lot happier.
That's not unreasonable, is it?
340 from Sierra Oscar.
Yes, Steve.
The environmental health reckon they can lift all the blokes' gear for you. Take about 6 months.
Gary, we're going to get someone round from the council.
And how long is that going to take?
It'll be sometime today.
That your idea of help, is it?
Best we can do.
Was it you who phoned the station?
No. Phone don't work.
Have you told them?
Yeah, but I haven't paid the bill since... What month is it now?
Sierra Oscar 595.
Go ahead.
He's turned it down again, Sarge.
I mean, short of nicking the bloke with the stereo, there's not much we can do. We've still not had a result.
Well, you're the officer at the scene, Tony. If you want to leave it...
That's your decision.
Understood. Cheers, Sarge. What now?
Nick him.
What?
He was well out of order, Tony.
He's turned it down. We look the right pair of
Have
charts.
you got a better idea?
You leave it. It's not our problem.
What are we going to tell Miller?
We're telling what we should have told him in the first place. We can't do anything for him. He'll have to go to the council.
I'll tell him we're copping out then.
Sierra 1 from MP receiving.
MP from Sierra 1. Go ahead.
Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller. Gary. Gary!
You're 1686 RTA, Harbour Lane, ETA, 7 minutes.
Thank you.
RTA, come on.
Sierra 1,
finished
show you a
here yet?
sign.
I've already taken it.
No, he's out of his tree, Tony. He's drinking neat gin.
So are half the people on the estate. Just get
No,
into it.
wait a minute. We have not sorted this out.
Well, what do you want us to do?
I don't know, but
The
we just
man's
can't
at
leave.
work, Dave, and we've got work to do. Now, you might want to spend the morning...
Sort it out!
Oi. Oi.
MP from Sierra 1.
You don't scare me, you bastard. Put it down!
I want him out of here. Now.
Okay, move back, Mr. Carver.
I'm not scared of
Look, I didn't say you were, did I? I said move back.
Call yourself a copper.
Sorry. You as well, Dave.
Look, Gary,
Outside.
I'm going.
Sarge, and is this bloke still shouting though? All right, thank you. Woman at Tamlin Court thinks there's a bloke waving a gun about at some of our lot.
Tamlin Court?
Sarge, MP want to know if we're requesting armed backup.
Let's just have a look at it, Gary.
What? So you can take it off me? You can get rid of that lot for a start. I'm sick of being looked at.
It is a replica, isn't it, Gary?
Go on, Gary, you tell him.
I'm sick of your noise.
Come on, then.
That's enough.
Oi, come on. Oi!
Said that's enough!
Look, go upstairs, Mr. Carr, yeah?
Later.
Gary.
595 from Sierra Oscar.
595 receiving.
There's been a 3-9 from your location concerning a man with a handgun, Tony.
Yeah, we're with him now, Sarge. It's Gary Miller.
Everything all right?
Yes, Sarge. Gary's still a bit concerned about the noise from another flat, but we're getting it sorted.
MP are asking if you require an ARV.
No, Skip. Advise MP that we're with the man now, and that the weapon is either a replica or a deactivated pistol.
Understood.
What's an ARV?
It's armed police officers, Gary, so you better put that down.
Armed?
Look, if it's a replica...
No one can be sure, can they, Dave?
All right, Gary, you made your point. Now put it down and we'll talk about it. We get it sorted out, all right?
You're not interested in me. You said you had work to do.
They've got real guns, Gary.
So have I.
Gary!
Go ahead.
There's an ARV here, Skip. What's going on?
I've advised MP that you don't want backup, Tony. Yeah, hold on, Mr. Conway wants a word.
Look, until we're certain this man is unarmed, Tony, I've told MP I want the ARV there fully deployed. We act on the assumption the gun is real, all right? I'm on my way.
Understood.
MP to Trojan 2, receiving.
What is going on?
Well, you tell me.
We didn't ask for backup.
Somebody did.
What have you
Trojan
got?
2, go ahead.
Argument with a bloke upstairs.
Anybody at risk?
No, there's nobody with him. And the gun's a replica.
We think.
You think it's a replica?
He collects them.
He's a Burke.
That says maybe. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. I want the duty officer here making some decisions, okay?
The ARV says there isn't an immediate threat, sir.
We've got an estate full of people there, Matthew. I want the ARV deployed and ready until I get there.
Sir.
It's gone pear-shaped, Andrew. Let's just hope we get there while there's still some standing.
How much has he had to drink?
I don't know, half a bottle.
Of what?
Gin.
Oh, great. Listen, I could use your help with this lot. Get some of your lads to start moving them back. And get rid of that prat. That's the last thing we need.
All right, mate. Thanks very much, sir. Look, if you'd like to stand over there, it'd be much more useful. Thanks a lot.
What's the bloke's name?
Miller. Gary Miller.
Right, come on in, all you people. Could you please go the other side of the tape here, please? The other side of the police tape. Please, everyone back, please, sir. Thank you. Now, you people.
What do you think?
People on the balconies, could you all please...
So what are you going to do?
Try and get him out of there without hurting him. It's down to the management, isn't it, when they get here?
Down.
It's the replica.
Get away. Everybody. Get away from my flat.
Get down!
Gary.
I'm warning you. This one's for real. You better keep them away, all right?
Get down!
All right, Gary, we're going to move them. But listen, someone's going to get hurt.
You should have thought of that this morning.
I was wrong earlier. I can see that there's a problem, and I want to help you sort it out.
Yeah. Now I've got this.
Gary!
You want to get yourself shot?
I tell you to move, you move.
Now, look.
I nearly shot you myself.
Wait a minute, we're winding him up.
We're winding him up.
He's scared.
He's drunk, he's unstable, and he's armed.
It's a deactivated weapon.
You don't know that, do you?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
He looks competent enough to me.
Dave?
Yeah, look, Gary, you've made your point. Just put the gun down.
Can't do that, Dave. No way can I do that. I've got a demand. I want him down here.
What?
I want him down here from upstairs. I want him down.
No, that is not going to happen, Gary. Just put the gun down.
I want him here.
This isn't a game, Gary.
Armed police, drop the weapon and stand still. Dave?
Stand still, drop the weapon, and stand still.
Come on, then.
Stand still.
I'll have the lot of you.
Stand still.
Gary, stand still!
Still!
He's gonna shoot! Dive pads!
It was all over by the time I got through the traffic. There were 24 witnesses, some bloke with a camcorder fancied making a video nasty for himself. We got that tape. Andrew, Superintendent Cochrane, MS-15, he's the IR on this one.
Sir, there's a PCA member on his way.
Good.
Should be fairly straightforward.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure. I've just spoken to Stamp. He's claiming that the ARV crew mishandled the situation badly. So.
You're joking. You saw what happened.
I don't believe this.
Look, you want to think this through, Tony, because if you rock the boat, there'd be no going back. You know that, don't you?
We were with him all morning. He's just some Burke who needs help. The cavalry arrives and bang!
He had a gun, Tony.
It should never have happened in the way that it did.
So what are you going to tell him, S15, eh? The ARV cocked it up. You're out of your mind, Tony.
Monroe wants to speak to you, Tony.
Cheers, Barry.
You nearly got yourself killed, friend. It was real. 9mm semi-automatic, 5 live rounds. Would have blown your brains out. Mind you, that wouldn't take a lot. Come on!
Leave it!
It'll be in my statement. With a complaint.
Sorry.
Don't look at me.
Under regulations, the officer that fired the shots gets 24 hours before facing questions, so I'll talk to Donahue first and then Stamp and Quinnan, OK?
ARV crews here. Tape for you.
Thanks. Assaulted Tom and Jerry, eh? Bloody well hope not.
You wanted to speak to me, sir?
Yeah, excuse me. You've heard about the shooting?
Well, I was told what happened.
Well, one of the ARV crew is asking for a Federation solicitor and rep. Now, his isn't available, so I take it you are, right?
I want him here! This is a game, Barry. Please, drop the weapon and stand still. Dave, stand still.
Where's the lad that shot him?
He's been looked after. He's getting a cup of tea. Donahue's on his way up. He's using our Federation rep.
Fine.
He's gonna shoot!
Stamp is firearms trained, you know. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Maybe. But a drunk has just walked out of a flat with a flak jacket and a loaded automatic. He's threatened the police and the public. I mean, what would you do, eh?
You know, you're partly right, don't you?
Sir?
On one level, this whole thing is a cock-up. You come across Miller before, shoplifting. He had been receiving residential care as a psychiatric patient till he decided to disappear and turn up on the Cockcroft. It's terrible that a man like that should have been facing armed officers, but he was, and that's something we all have to live with.
If only we'd had more time to deal with him, sir.
Yes, maybe. Maybe if the ARV hadn't been so close, you would have had more time. If Miller had decided to stay in the flat until he'd cooled off, if I hadn't wanted the ARV deployed, maybe if the bloke upstairs had turned the music down when you asked him to.
Or if I'd nicked him.
Yeah, maybe. Perhaps that's what this is really about. Perhaps if you'd handled him differently, you'd have both brought him in unharmed. And perhaps you'd have slaughtered half the street, including you and Quinnan, and then turned the gun on himself. Well, I'd rather be explaining this to you than explaining that.
I understand that, sir. I should have dealt with him when I had the chance. I didn't want to deal with the domestic, and I should have.
And what happened then?
He moved towards us and brought the weapon level, aiming in the general direction of Chapel. I was behind the car, but Chapel had him in his sights.
And that's when Chapel fired?
No, sir.
No?
There was a shout to my right. Someone shouted, "He's going to shoot." I was satisfied that the man was about to shoot, but it was Chapel who fired first. He fired 2 rounds, hitting the man both times in the upper torso.
And who was it who shouted the warning?
I now know it to have been 595 Stamp, sir.
Stamp?
Sir.
Right, you hold on. I'll see you first, please, Quinnan.
Tony, have a word, mate.
So, who was it shouted he's going to shoot?
Sir?
Before the shots were fired, somebody shouted he's going to shoot.
I don't know, sir.
It's on the video, sir.
Stamp shouted a warning.
Yes, sir. Stamp shouts he's going to shoot. Chapel fires immediately. Stamp says he was shouting a warning to Miller, but Chapel thinks he was shouting a warning to him.
Does Stamp know this?
Yes.
And he still maintains the ARV crew mishandled the situation.
Well, if you ask me, sir, it could be guilt.
You misjudged a situation of extreme danger. The man had a loaded pistol that you thought was a replica. I've known blokes die for less.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, I know what you're saying. You're saying if the ARV hadn't been there, he wouldn't have threatened them. Well, what about the people watching?
I'm concerned that the whole approach was wrong.
Go on.
He was drunk. He wasn't thinking straight. On top of that, he's not very bright and he was scared. He collects combat magazines and memorabilia, and suddenly there are 3 people pointing semi-automatics at him. He puts on a flak jacket. That's not just for protection. He was acting the whole thing out. The ARV responded to the threat from Miller by trying to dominate the situation. Only Miller thought that was his cue to be more threatening back.
So, when you shouted he's going to shoot, who were you talking to?
Miller.
Miller, not Chapel.
It wasn't your fault, Tony. Cochrane's winding you up.
You don't know that.
They were about to take him out, Tony. You shouted to Miller, so what?
Come on, Dave, look what happened.
He had a gun, Tony. What were they supposed to do? Sell him 2 tickets to the policeman's ball?
Well, you go tooled up for a shootout, sir, and you're going to find one.
Does that apply to Miller or the ARV crew?
Miller!
Well, doesn't it hold for both? Look, we know Miller was fascinated by military weapons.
Oh, yeah?
So what were the ARV crew carrying?
No, I'm sorry, sir. I don't go for that.
Look, all that Stamp is claiming is that the nature of the response was a contributory factor to the tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know the ARV crew were trying to face Miller out with rifles. It's just possible that he took that as an invitation to match the threat.
Now, I've got to stick with the facts, sir. The man was dangerous. And with respect, I think Stamp's got a bit of a problem. The CAD room tell me he'd been avoiding the domestic all morning. Even took a call to an RTA because he thought Miller wasn't worth bothering about. And I think he now feels responsible that the situation then went out of control.
You should know that I understand the part that you and Quinnan played in the incident this morning.
Sir.
As far as I'm concerned, MS-15 will exonerate the ARV crew. So I don't think there's any point in you taking this any further. Now, doubts have been expressed about your handling of the domestic matter. Doubts which perhaps you feel yourself.
Yes, sir.
Forget it. It's over. I've heard from the hospital Miller never regained consciousness. Nothing's ever clear-cut, is it, Tony?
There's nothing more clear-cut than that, sir.